through the selection of music slash quotes that I went ahead and played today, then you already know I'm feeling some type of way all the way up. I need you to read, and then read some more. Shut off the TV, take out the cable box, shut off your cable. Yesterday, I went ahead and slipped up and said, I ain't had cable in 13 years. Y'all crazy for paying $130. Chicks at $130. I wish I paid $200. Why on earth would you spend $200? That's an electric and gas bill combined. That's a Honda Civic car note. That's a living in the suburbs insurance note. You pay $200 a month for TV? $200 a month to be lied to? If you don't go ahead and go get you a $45 Wi-Fi and sit yourself down somewhere and watch something worthwhile, a documentary, read a book, play some harmonics in the background, I'm not understanding how $200 is in your budget to spend on cable. To be lied to flip through the damn channels talking about there ain't nothing to watch. Then, so I was on set yesterday of a German film, and one of the ladies was just like, $200, I'm not paying that. I only pay $150. I wanted to say, you just as dumb as the one who pays $200. But she was an elder, so I couldn't tell her she was dumb. But that's how I felt. I certainly did, because that $50 difference don't make no real difference. You might as well pay the extra $50, because guess what? That's your base. She was like, I have to pay a little, like, in taxes, $170-something. You just as dumb as the chick that paid $200. And that's not even, like, I understand some people have security systems hooked up to their, like, home phone, internet, cable, and security system. $200. Maybe. That's multiple services. But for cable? Y'all crazy. Oh, Lord have mercy. Aside from that, yesterday I did a lot of reading. Within the last 8 hours that I've been up, you guys been asleep. I've been doing a lot of reading, and I'm talking to my men for a second. I need you to be men. Shout out to my friend Ben Flukas. He went ahead and posted it on Facebook yesterday, and I went ahead and reposted it today. Why are men sitting in the passenger seat and we have all of these ladies driving these men around like Miss Daisy? When did this happen? Now, I'm all for equal everything. I'm all for you want to pay half and I pay half. You want to pay half the bills, I pay half the bills. You want to pay half the dinner, I pay half the dinner. Fine. You want me to buy you dinner? That's fine. You want me to buy you XYZ? That's fine. But for a female, I never in the history of my life seen my mother drive my father around. And by my mother, I mean my biological mother and my stepfather. I've never seen my mother drive my dad. Ever. Ever. I don't even know what that looks like. I've never seen my uncle be driven around by any of my aunties. I don't know what that looks like. As far as Auntie Uncle Theodore, Uncle Theodore and Aunt Kathleen, I don't think Aunt Kathleen seen the back of her behind the steering wheel. I don't know what that looks like. That goes back to yesterday's conversation about child rearing, because what you go ahead and allow your children to see you do or not do is going to go ahead and reflect on how they act as an adult. I'm not driving you around. Now, if, the situation and circumstances and, there's certain things in certain times where it's appropriate that you might need to drive him around. But I'm good. I'm so good. I don't know what's going on in society. I don't know what's going on in the world. I don't want no parts of it. Not one part, 0 parts. At all. With that being said, let's get to the news. I'm sorry, I had to stand on that soapbox because I was just really thinking about a whole lot. I was thinking about, vaccinated children and how people are always complaining that an unvaccinated child is a danger to vaccinated children. Hold on, but I thought your children were vaccinated, though. Like, well, how? How are my children, a danger to your children? Aren't your children vaccinated? That was the point, right? To keep them healthy in your eyesight? That's perfectly fine. But why your kid always sick and mine's not? I'll leave that there. For those who didn't know, 17-year CDC veteran is the author of some of the leading studies cited by the CDC about vaccines from the autism epidemic. His name is Thompson. Thompson still works at the CDC, and he released raw data data sets that says his bosses at the CDC ordered him to conceal. Those data show that black boys who received the MMR vaccine prior to 3 years old, as the CDC recommends, were 3.36 times more likely to receive an autism diagnosis than those that received the vaccine after the age of year 3. This effect was not observed in other race categories, and that's why that 3.3 does matter. I told you yesterday, when it comes to these damn attorneys, that 0.3 matters. That 3.3 matters even more. Nevertheless, the CDC scientists published their results in Pediatrics 2004. They omitted the damaging data, fraudulently declaring there was no risk of autism from the MRR vaccines. In August of 2014, Dr. Thompson issued a press release through his attorney stating, "I regret that my co-authors and I omitted statistically significant information in our 2004 article published in the Journal of Pediatrics. The omitted data suggests that African American males who received the MRI vaccine before the age of 36 months were at increased risk for autism." Buried data was distributed, but hardly surprising. The most reliable studies in the scientific literature indicate that African Americans are more susceptible to vaccine injury and may also have increased susceptibility to neurological disorders such as autism. In a 2010 nationwide study of the CDC's Autism and Development Disability Monitoring Network found autism incidence about 25% higher in African Americans than Caucasians. And a 2014 study published in Pediatrics showed that those higher rates of all categories of autism among African Americans in Los Angeles County compared to Caucasians, with incidence of severe autism elevated by 263% among foreign-born blacks and 152% for U.S.-born blacks compared to U.S.-born whites. Listen, I don't just post little pictures, little sexy pictures on Instagram. I post knowledge. I post wisdom. I post something for you to get some understanding on all you're getting. I'll go ahead and quote Nana, because that's all I know how to quote. Nana said, "In all you're getting, get you some understanding." We out here trying to get money. We out here trying to get some beep. We out here trying to get some beep. We out here trying to find where the weed man at. We out here trying to get alcoholic slushies in the middle of the night. And all you're getting, trying to get you some understanding. Somebody says, "Taylor, you are so intelligent, but can you please stop with the ebonics? Nobody wants to hear that on air." I'm sorry, I'm talking to my people. If you feel offended, if you don't like the way I talk, guess what? It's called block, and it's called switch the channel. I'm talking to my people. So can I speak English? Absolutely, positively. And I choose to speak the way that I do. If you don't like it, sorry, not sorry. 45,000 wild horses may be killed. It's not clear. They don't know whether or not they're going to do so. But it is unclear whether BML, and that's not Black Lives Matter, baby, are going to go ahead and follow the board to vote on how they propose to do it. Ginger Catherine's volunteer executive for the Cloud Foundation, who is also a BLM's Wild Horse Advisory Board, said, "Now we must remain vigilant to ensure that the agency does not pursue euthanisms of wild horses in holding or in castration of wild stallions." She suggested recommending contraceptive injections for the horses, which the National Academy of Sciences recommended. No. So this reminds me of the Ethiopians that were injected with the depot shot without their permission in order to. So this is off the top of my head. This is unscripted. They were going into a country, they were leaving their country, they were leaving Ethiopia in Eritrea, and in order to, be entered into and accepted into the country as immigrants, they had to take the depot shot. They didn't know they were taking the depot shot. They thought it was like these normal vaccines that they had to take, but they were over here, shooting them up so these babies couldn't have babies. And some of them had such a high level of this concentrated hormone that they weren't able to give birth at all, ever. And of course, this is uninformed, no consent. So how you just gonna kill wild horses because they're wild, though? Can you move them? Can you, maybe place them on the reservation land that's supposed to be under peace treaty law? You can't control everything. I'm sick and tired of governments just thinking they can just do anything and everything all the time. And we don't know any better at all. What do we know? I know $38 billion in military aid just went to Israel. I'm trying to understand that. If you understand that, please explain it to me. 617-282-0062, because I don't get it. I do not get it. I understand in loans. I understand, they need help. But last time I checked, Detroit was $18 billion in debt. There's 100,000 residents in Flint with lead poisoning. I understand all of this. But at what point does Israel just need $38 billion of taxpayer money? Like, this didn't come out of thin air. $38 billion didn't come out of thin air. We're just not giving it to them. These are your tax dollars. Your federal taxes that come out of your paycheck, that Fed that you can't stop, that state that you can't, this is your money. When it comes to the schools, when it comes to the police, when it comes to the roads, when it comes to the lights, when it comes to everything and anything you can possibly complain about, you have control over it every single time you spend or make a dollar. Because when you make a dollar, they take a little 30 cents. Here, baby, you can keep 70. Maybe 82. Maybe 74. It just depends on where you at on that spectrum of taxes. But we're going to take our money regardless. So how do you take my money and just give it to Israel and I have no say in it? I'm so serious. Can somebody please explain this to me? 617-282-0062. And I'm just supposed to sit here and be okay with that? I ain't even touched the news yet. I'm over here just touching what I posted last night because I posted a whole lot of nonsense. I personally feel if President Barack Obama could have done a lot more for black people, if you've seen the Boondocks, you know what I'm talking about. I feel like everybody's complaining about President Obama didn't do this and President Obama didn't do that. But I posted this NHLA, hashtag Latino Priorities, and it's 40 Latino organizations, 25 years, and one agenda. Proud to be a partner using media and technology to unite a community that will shape the Americas. Unity among Latinos around the country to provide the Hispanic community with greater visibility, a clearer, stronger influence in the country's affairs. Hashtag SDG17. Do we have any of this? Is there an organization, and you better not say the damn NAACP, is there an organization such as NHLA, hashtag Latino Priorities, for the black community that says, these are our list of demands. These are the things that we want for our kids. These are the things that we desire for our finances. We need to unify, come together, be one together, and this is what we want. Last time I checked, that doesn't exist. The fact that there are organizations, let's talk about the LGBTQ, XYZ, ABC, every letter in the damn alphabet. They have a list of demands, things that they want, things that they desire, things that should be done. Mr. President, here it is. What do we have? Where are our demands? I'm going to give a huge shout out. That is a chica, Carla Hayden, to be sworn in as the first African American woman to head the Library of Congress. Woo, 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 woo. I love it. I love it, baby. Congratulations. I'll go ahead and post more of her information on Facebook, TaylaAndre. I read the story yesterday. I want to read it again. More than 3,000 shot in Chicago. But when I tell you, if you go and take a look at any of the housing in Chicago and look at the amount of beautiful, I'm trying to tell you, gentrification is real. And they're going to go ahead, shoot them up style. Everybody's going to be put out. They're going to, scatter them throughout Randolph, Brockton, and Fall River, and everywhere else. And then Chicago, is going to be one of the most, come to cities that everyone's going to travel to. Again, the toll push Chicago past another horrid milestone. Reports say as early as Monday, at least 3,028 people have been shot in the crime-ridden city, surpassing the total of 2,980 for all of 2015. Almost one-third of more than 3,000 shootings took place in 3 police districts: West Side, Austin, and Ogden. And I bet you West Side, Austin, and Ogden, give it 10 years and everybody's going to be living in those cities. I believe it. I truly believe. Hold on 5 seconds. I got to switch over. Here it is. All right, in other news, Hillary Clinton, with all of Hillary Clinton's health issues, she has pneumonia. Look at my face. I know some people with walking pneumonia. I've seen people with regular pneumonia. I ain't never seen nobody with pneumonia faint. I'm sorry. I've never seen it. Especially not one that has many finances. Not one that... Hillary, can you please go on Dr. Oz and do what Trump did and just tell the truth? I promise to tell the truth. Listen, if you take a look at all of her history, Hillary has covered up a whole lot of scandals. I know there's people that support her, that are voting for her. I'm not voting for Trump. I'm not voting for Hillary, so I can talk about them both. But I've never seen anybody with pneumonia faint. Other news, Hillary is going to appear on the issue of Women's Health magazine for October. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Because I really do believe it. If you remember, 2 years ago, she had like serious health complications and was off the radar for months. And now all of a sudden it's just pneumonia. We shall see. Do you know if your food is safe to eat? Food safety experts explain why we should pay less attention to the sell-by dates. So this is a pretty lengthy article, so I'll go ahead and post it for you. But long story short, the sell by now or use by is basically to protect the one whoever's selling it, whatever store, whatever, whoever's selling it, it's for them to be protected. And a lot of times we'll look at the date and we're like, oh, sell by 9/15. It must be bad. Throw it away. Do you know how much food we as a country throw away? Do you know how many people could be fed around the globe based on the amount of food that we just throw away in one day? So with that being said, I'll go ahead and I'll post this, but I just want you to be mindful that usually that sell-by date does not mean that it is bad tomorrow. So you have to throw it away. It means that the people wanted to go ahead and protect themselves and did not want, this keeps me in the safe range. So if you purchase it today, leave it in your house for a couple days, this, for me, I'm safe because I sold it to you prior to this day. It doesn't mean that it has mold. Doesn't mean that it's nasty. Doesn't mean you should throw it out. But we are so conditioned to that date and holding true to that date that we throw billions of pounds away every single day. California bans SeaWorld captive orca breeding program and announces Shamu, the killer whale, has an end by 2017. So this new measure, SB 839, signed by Governor Jerry Brown, no longer allows breeding of killer whales, those like those at SeaWorld. SeaWorld operates marine parks in San Diego, Orlando, and San Antonio. They have a total of 29 killer whales, including 11 at San Diego Park. I want to know where they have these animals stored at. Because last time I checked, if you look at the aerial view of SeaWorld, SeaWorld is this big. And the fish tank is this big. I'm trying to understand, again, these animals swim thousands of miles just to get some sex. That's it. Just based on sex alone, swim thousands of miles to mate. Then swim thousands of miles back after they got some good. And you want me to believe that the killer whale is a killer because it's his nature, or because you put him in a bathtub and said you're going to be here for the rest of your life? Well, Tayla, they were born in captivity, and so they really don't know anything else. Let me ask you a question. You weren't born in Africa, but I bet you every time you hear it, smell it, see it, taste the food, you feel like you home, right? You ain't never been to Trinidad, but every time you hear your music, you feel like you home, right? Your DNA knows everything, baby. And for a killer whale whose DNA swims thousands of miles just to get some, has to live his life in a bathtub, oh, please best believe his DNA knows better. Her DNA knows better. Especially when they're over here telling you that killer whales live to the age of 35, but they been knew that they lived to hundreds of years old in the wild. They knew that since the 70s when that baby was 30-something years old and had great-great-grandkids living in pods, but yet they're over here living individually in captivity in SeaWorld. Good rising, my love. A daughter, 18 years old, sues her parents for posting embarrassing photographs of her as a child on Facebook. She is from Austria. She is suing her parents over intimate pictures. They included images of her having, having her hair being brushed, having her on the potty. She had hundreds of friends and hundreds of pictures that they shared. I wish Anari and Asaria would try and come sue me over something that I posted or said on air, because I be saying a lot of dumb stuff on air. Anari would come and get, you know how much? I wish you would come sue me. I took those pictures, I brought you into this world. What happened? Exactly. Nearly 2/3 of refugee children attend no school, says the UN. Nearly 2/3 of 6 million school-aged children classified as refugees have no school to attend. And I know that really doesn't have any effect here in Massachusetts or here even in the United States. And so sometimes we're a little disconnected to the realization of what other people are going through. But one of the things that I think is absolutely amazing is Steve Jobs' wife is going ahead and donating $10 million to 2 teachers so they can start their own school in California and reach students that are at risk. So you guys know we have a huge at-risk population here in Boston, and at risk just means that these babies don't have the proper, guidance at home, and because they don't have the proper guidance, they're most likely to drop out. They may have parents that are in jail, parents that are on drugs. They might be homeless. Like, we have a high population here in the city of at-risk youth, and I think it's absolutely amazing. And the article is, pretty long, so I'll go ahead and post that as well on the Wake Up with TaylaAndre page, TaylaAndre, but I think it is absolutely amazing. Now, that's my definition of giving back. I wish he'd give some money to Dr. Umar Johnson so he could open his school, but we could talk more about that on September 24th, 2016, when he's at the Strand Theater with Dr. Claude Anderson. So maybe we can get this money situation right and get a school open immediately so we can have independent classes for our children, so we can learn some real history when it comes to, the United States of America. Really quickly, I've been over here talking about the New England Patriots, and I'm so waiting for somebody to take a knee. But Chris Long of the New England Patriots was sharing his thoughts on Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick's protest, and I love what he said, but I would definitely like it more if he took a knee. He said it might be 10 or 15 seconds out of your quote that you take out of context and run with the narrative. But I'll make it pretty clear, Long said. I support my peers in exercising their right to protest. This is a wonderful country, and I think everyone agrees on that. But there are things in this country that can improve. Long continued to say, if we were saying there are incidents of oppression in this country, systematically or individually in this country, I don't think saying, well, country in XYZ is 10 times worse. I don't think that makes things any better, Long said. I think that it holds true and that we can improve. And I absolutely agree. He said he stands with these men. I play in a league that is 70% black, and my peers, I come to work with guys I respect, with guys who are socially aware and are intelligent guys. If they identify something that they think is worth putting their reputation on the line for, creating controversy, I'm going to listen to those guys. I want to give a huge shout out. That is a Chico to Chris Long of the New England Patriots. Thank you. Thank you. How many black players we have on the New England Patriots, and it took a white boy to say something? Go take several seats on the bench, babies. Really quickly, free Wi-Fi kiosk. I attended a summit here in Boston talking about, the Wi-Fi kiosk in New York and what that would look like and what would happen. And the kiosks were to aid New Yorkers in having, unlimited access to Wi-Fi. Some of the children that weren't able to connect to Wi-Fi now have connection and can get online, and no longer having deserts or making your finances an inability to connect online. One of the things that they found, though, is that a good percent of people that were on the free Wi-Fi were watching porn. It's not Freaky Friday. This is real life. I can't make this up at all. I just think it's absolutely hilarious. But what I don't think is funny and what I take very seriously is a student killed herself after a university failed to fully investigate rape claims. This is currently a lawsuit. Her mother is filing a lawsuit against New Jersey's William Patterson University, blaming the school for her daughter's suicide, alleged that the school failed to fully investigate her claims of rape. Sherelle Giovanna Locklear, 21 years old, was found dead by her roommates inside a dorm bathroom on November 22, 2015. About 2 months after the rape, the lawsuit filed in September by Locklear's mother. Locklear, who had been a student at William Patterson since 2012, was allegedly raped at the university's Sigma Phi fraternity house on or around September 25, 2015. Locklear's mother said in court papers did not report the incident right away. About a month later, or around October 15, 2015, Locklear's attempt to kill herself by overdosing on pills, according to reports, and it had her hospitalized for 5 days before succumbing to the overdose. She described the circumstances of the rape and identified the perpetrator and directed others to this is what happened. It gave her full account. Even after receiving reports of sexual assault, the university police department utterly failed to perform an appropriate and thorough investigation, says the lawsuit, and the suspect was never confronted nor charged. So we definitely will keep up with that story. As a parent, you guys already know I don't play about my child, and this is absolutely ridiculous. We have too many universities, including Harvard and Yale, Harvard right here in our backyard, which failed to prosecute an individual that raped a female, and she's a black female. I recently posted this on Instagram as well as Facebook, who, was burning her Harvard sweater in protest of, it doesn't make any sense. There was also a Yale student who was kicked out of school because after her rape, he was never charged. He never got in trouble for it. It was causing her distress. She started failing her classes, and because she failed her classes, she had to come off, she had to leave school. They kicked her out. And because of that, she's like, listen, I had some hardship, I had some issues, I had some problems, can I come back? And they're like, no. So, welcome to America. Ain't that America? Come on, free. I'm going to go ahead and play this music. We're going to come right back. Big City 101.3 FM. Waking up with TaylaAndre. Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I love you. I appreciate you. And I want you nothing more but to get some damn understanding. And all you're getting, get some understanding. I stand with Standing Rock, and I hope you do too. If you don't know what's going on in Standing Rock, just listen to this song.
See, it's like the way it is right now with us.
Give me a second. I have to get Sabir Bey.
It's like, what if they come in and try to take us off? And besides that, everybody should have water. I mean, God gave it to the land, and we have a right to it. He didn't give it to the United States government. We've got a bigger point than that. We're saying, we're talking about law. We're talking about respect as a people. Respecting a people as a people. We're talking about more than poverty. We're talking about honor. We're saying, you've never dealt with us honorably, United States, ever. And it's time that you start doing so, because we're not going to allow it to continue. We can't. Problems for the Indian people are within the United States government. Problems that we're having is the federal government is allowing the state government to break a treaty that was signed between the Indians and the Indian people and the federal government. That treaty is a law. We're talking about things like this. We're talking about, if we're free, we want the right to make our own decisions. We don't want the great white father image anymore looking down on us, making the decision for us. And we're concerned about people, the reservation people on reservations that are being forced to assimilate or die out. We're worried about things like our language. And we want this on our own terms. We don't want it. We don't need it down because the federal government says we can keep this much, we can keep that much. It's part of us. We want it all.
Like 4 minutes.
Oh, you came early?
You see it's 6 o'clock, man. I was in the bed feeling good. I was like, man. So like let me paint a picture that can wash away the ignorance. Play it to the speakers just to make sure that they listen. And we treat it like prisoners in this country that we living in. Everything is fine. We swimming in. Come on, these times. Like the kids without little, you ain't know this time. What the fuck does it? We spend it with the physics. Cause they gon' put us in your yard. Every time that they look for the nigga face. Say the ignorant. Play it to the speakers just to make sure that they listen. They just like crazy as window. Boy, you're in. Spilling in. All of us swimming in. Come on, these hands.
Hey.
What's coming in? Go get it. Come
So I'm over here on Facebook Live reading some of these comments, and Marlon, you said 500 birds fell from the sky and died. This was in Dudley this happened, and Phil's corner 37 pigeons fell from the sky. So I'm over here on Facebook Live reading some of these comments, and Marlon, you said 500 birds fell from the sky and died. This was in Dudley this happened, and Phil's corner 37 pigeons fell from the sky. What? Hold on, is there a report about this? I read somebody called Adrian. I don't know who Adrian is, but baby, you got the wrong one. You got 139%. You got the wrong one. I'm seeing if there's a report about 47 this. 47 birds fell from the sky. This was 7 days ago. And I read somebody called Adrian. I don't know who Adrian is, but baby, you got the wrong one. Put on your lips, 139%. You got the wrong one. 47 birds fell from the sky. This was 7 days ago. Sabir, put it on your lip. Put it on your lip, Sabir.
Shout out to all the natives across the nation. Shout out to Shaylee Bully for standing in solidarity with our native people. Shout out to all the celebrities who are supporting the movement. Shout out to everybody across the world who is supporting the movement. Shout out to everybody who is listening right now. Ain't nobody who thinks this is over. We ain't going nowhere, we still here. And they try to 65.
Hey, hey, hey. Good rising, Big City 101.3 FM. Waking up with TaylaAndre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. You know who's in the building? Smelling like frankincense.
Smell like frankincense?
It's a great smell. I love it.
It's an Indian smell.
That's what you smell like?
It's a temple smell.
It's a temple smell?
It's a temple of Palo Santo. You know Palo Santo is?
I don't.
Aphrodisiac. Try it. Look it up.
Look it up. How you spell it?
It's P-O-L. Well, we on YouTube, man. You can probably find it. I mean, you can go Google it. Palo Santo. It's
Palo
like
Santo.
a wood. It's like a wood.
Oh, I have a burning stick.
Yes, that's what it is. It's an oil too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Only place I found it was in LA.
Really? I have a place out here that I get my burning sticks from.
Actually, they have Palo Santo. A lot of places don't sell the oil.
That's what it smells like.
It is. It's Palo Santo. It's an offshoot of what sage is.
Ah.
It says aphrodisiac.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow's Freaky Friday, so.
Yeah, go get some Palo Santo.
Some Palo Santo.
If you can find
You
it.
can. It's in Austin. I get it. Like, it's my burning stick smells just like that.
Yeah, it's a stick, but can you get the oil?
Probably. I'll ask
They
them if we
said
can
a lot
get
of
it.
people they couldn't find the oil. Like nobody had it. Like yes,
I go to Ritual Arts in Austin.
they may have it. They may have it.
That's where I get my
Some
candles
coffee.
from. You ain't got no coffee.
Shoot,
Does the Asiatic black man drink coffee?
yeah, I do. Shoot, I don't know about the rest of them. Can't speak for everybody.
How are you, Sabir Bey?
I'm tired. I'm fine, but I'm tired.
Sabir, I want to talk to you about how many books in a week do you read? Because, you know, I'm an avid follower of Sabir Bey, the Sabir Bey live show, and everything Sabir. Why aren't we going live right now, Sabir?
Because I don't know. Maybe I don't have no data in this place right here.
You have data. But how do you...
Go ahead, keep talking.
How many books do you read in a week? Because you'll post like 5 books one day, and then 3 books the next day. And I'm like, did you read the whole book in its entirety?
I'm still reading. I never read a book all the way through. I may have cross-reference books where I'm sitting there. So I may have like 6 or 7 books sitting in front of me at the same time. Right now I only have like one. This one.
What is that?
Everybody should have this right here. Country with No Name.
Country with No Name. Who's the author?
Sebastian De Garcia.
How do you say that? Desgracia?
Garcia.
Garcia. Garcia.
Right? Because I'm working with, shout out to my man Andre Rouse and Achilles Smith. They ex-NFL players. Actually, they might be listening in right now, but
Peace.
yeah, they might be. We're gonna be doing something with the NFL players, getting this information in them. So it's gonna be live. But I have mass books I read. I mean, not just one book. And I share this with people a lot. I don't talk about lips.
You're not gonna put it on your lip. Just lift it up.
Like you said, put the lip.
Put it on your lips,
Put it
dear.
on your lips. I told sister one day I don't even kiss. I don't know where people's lips been at. But that's for the FreakyFriday, right?
Yeah, that's tomorrow. You gonna be in the building?
I don't know.
He said no.
I try to stay away from that kind of stuff.
But as far as what books are you currently reading? Because it looks like, as of now, it looks like you're reading about 17 different books, all on 13 different topics.
I'm going to give you a list right now.
Okay.
So I can pull this list
For those who
about 8 years ago, and he dropped.
speaking on the more.
France for nine. Turned me on to what else of a book? He turned me on to Black Skin, White Mask.
When you think about Tommy Davidson, you don't think about him like being an educated, like, because we know he's hilarious, but we didn't know he was educated too.
What? That boy is sharp, man. He is very sharp. I mean, the first, if anybody go to YouTube, even punching Sabir Bey and Tommy Davidson, you'll see the.
How you spell your name, Sabir?
SabirBey.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a last name, it's a title.
It's a title. It means governor.
There you go.
Governor.
So Tommy, he's punching Sabir Bey and Tommy Davidson, and it'll pop straight up. I think it's probably a good 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the whole video, but you'll see the scene when Tommy kicking that Italian girl out the room because he thought it was a joke, and it wasn't a joke. It was real, and he was like, we was talking about what was your ethnicity.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I'm from Brooklyn. She's like, we're like, nah, you Italian. So the Italian knows about the Moors. So we actually put it on there too. And but she thought it was just going to be, she was a groupie, man. That happens with a lot of people, man. Even when I was with D.L. Hughley, it's a lot of women, it's groupies, man. And she wasn't expecting him to say that.
Mm-hmm.
She felt some type of way. And then he started talking about Franz Fanon, Black Skin, White Mask. And I was like, wait a minute, what do you know about Franz Fanon and, you know, Percy Julian? And I'm like, really, Tommy? So all that, you know, is inside the video because we was in two different comedy clubs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we was in Philadelphia and we was in New York and Carolinas also. Two different comedy clubs. It was dope.
So a question that I keep getting asked that I don't have the answers to, but I'm not afraid to ask, is about the Moors and the Black Israelites.
Israelites?
Yeah, the Black Israelites.
What's a Black Israelite?
That's a great question.
I don't know. You gotta ask them. I seen them down at Blue Hill down the road. I did want to go over there and start some stuff, but I said, nah, they're not gonna listen. They're hard-headed. They're not gonna do no research. First of all, Israel. What is Israel?
They just got $38 billion from the United States, though.
Who did? Them guys on the corner did.
You're right. You're right.
They didn't get it. You know, they turn around disrespecting women 24/7. I don't get it. You know, and act like they got the answers. But when they go to work tomorrow, their name is Tommy Smith Johnson and Tom and Edith Wendy's and I don't know what they are. And first of all, Israel is a deity anyway. Isis, Ra, Elohim, they're deities. So I don't know what these guys rock with, but they're still Moors, man, and just gotta study the history. You know, I can't force that on anybody. If no one knows who the Moors are, they need to do research. It's sad because you have more people outside or people who travel knows who the Moors are. You know?
And there are actually many paintings, like historically, paintings, people outside of the United States know who they are. People outside of the United States respect them. But then when you come into the United States, they're just those dudes with the red fezzes.
Yeah, those dudes with the red fezzes. But everybody respect those dudes in the red fezzes.
Westling Architects is an award-winning architectural design firm. What makes our firm unique is that we combine technical expertise with the creative aspects of architecture. We listen to our clients and provide them with solutions that meet their needs.
It's not Europeans, it's ours.
Absolutely bizarre, Melody. And really, at this point, we don't know why those birds died. They are being tested right now by the state. Results should come back early next week. But people who live in this neighborhood, especially pet owners, concerned by this situation. A Boston hazmat crew back on Bakersfield Street Friday looking for evidence that can help solve a mystery. Why did nearly 50 birds seem to fall from the sky?
I've been on the job 30 years. The first time I've, got this kind of case.
Now, city officials officials are asking residents like Reverend Cynthia Pape to keep an eye on their pets because birds were not the only victims. Sally and another otherwise healthy outdoor cat recently died in the neighborhood. Another is missing.
This has never happened, and it's distressing.
Pape is keeping the leashes tight on her beloved pugs.
It's alarming, and they're not leaving our side. It's not going to happen.
47 grackle birds were found struggling on the street and sidewalk Thursday. 15 survived and will recover with veterinarians at Tufts Wildlife Center. The birds and the 2 cats that died will be tested.
Could it be a virus that they got very quickly? Could it be a intentional
How do you
poison?
even begin
Could it be
that?
something that
How
was
do you
introduced
begin
into them
to
that
teach
was
your child
non-intentional
the
but harmed
ways?
them?
People who live in the neighborhood have their own suspicions.
Yesterday we
We have
discussed
lots
child
of
rearing,
particulates in the air. We have
and
lots of
one
stuff flying
aspect
in
of
the
child
air.
rearing that was brought up.
And don't have dead animals flopping all over the place.
You know,
Somebody,
many
I
of us
think,
don't
has
even know
introduced something into the
nationality,
environment.
don't even know who we are. So how do you teach your
So
child?
city
to be,
officials are asking
an
anyone, especially in this neighborhood, who might have any
know
information to help them
thyself
figure out
when
what caused
you
these animals
yourself
to
don't
get
know
so sick
yourself?
to call the mayor's hotline 311 and ask for public help.
Well,
Reporting
the truth of the
live
matter is,
in
man,
Boston, Monica Madea,
people
KCN.
don't have time to study.
Time never was. Time doesn't exist. You make it. This is how it is. It's like when we talk about we don't have time. We have time for basketball, football, everything else. So again, carve time in your life. That's what it is. I mean, it's not really hard at all. Some people have to sacrifice. If you really want that, you have to sacrifice because it starts with family first. Family first. So I can't speak for everybody, and I've been doing it for a long time. Like I said, my sons grew up in this by watching me. So they went everywhere I went. I never really worked for nobody. I came up in the nation. I was taught to do for self, and I took that real. I was like, do for self, and that's where I've been at.
What does that mean? I actually was reading last night about how the first thing we need to do is to know ourselves, know our God, and know our history. Second is to do for ourselves and know how to work without working for another. How do you do that? Like, what skill?
Know what your purpose is. Your purpose is what you're doing right now. Most people don't know what their purpose is, so someone else puts you to work because they know what their purpose is, and that's what it is. You got to find out what it is, and then sometimes people will come to you, and you wouldn't even recognize it. They say, yo, this is what you're here to do. I met a guy walking through the park yesterday. He's from in Bulgaria or something like that, and he was a photographer. Bulgaria or something like that. I just happened to see this guy taking pictures, and he said, I don't have no money. I'm broke. But he had a camera, and the camera was top notch. And he said, I don't have money. And I said, this is what I'll do. I said, when I get back to LA, because he was saying he's going to go to New York and sleep on the beach to take pictures. And I was telling him that, listen, if you get to LA, you should go to Venice Beach. I said, I'll help you much as I can. I said, because you have a camera. If you have a camera, brother, you can make money filming or taking pictures, And I said, I'll help you. So again, some people may need to, somebody may need to go to that person and say, yo, you know what your purpose is? You do the camera. Or you do radio. How do you make money off of doing radio? Radio got started off of them selling radios. And most people in radio don't even know that. So you have to understand the power that you have behind that mic. Everybody has a purpose in life. Everyone. It's just that you don't know what yours is.
Let's say, for instance, I'm 57 years old. I've been working for the state for the last 32 years, and, I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't want to be here anymore, but I don't know what. My purpose has always been working for the state, being an administrative assistant, being a mother, being a grandmother. What purpose do I have other than to raise my kids and to make sure they become something of themselves and not make the same mistake I made?
First of all, you shouldn't be 52 and tired. So I don't understand that, because I look at Brother Taj and I'll be like, this brother's 71. So you should not be 50. Yes. And you should. And this brother, I would get on the phone and be like, where you at, Taj? Yo, he just got off the bus from Houston to Philadelphia. And I'm sitting here like, I'm flying for 5 hours. He catching a bus for 2 days. I'm sitting here like, where you on your way to? I'm on my way to Virginia. What? On a bus. So if you 52 and you tired, something you need to change in your life. Either it must be your eating habit or your surroundings. So you should not be tired at 52 years old. Now, I can see if you gave all your energy and all your time to working for someone, maybe. But if you're working for self, why would you be?
Well, I've been working for the State Department for 32 years.
Well, working for the State Department would make me tired.
Okay, I'm tired. How do I now find my purpose?
Well, I can't speak for them again, but I would say you have to probably meditate somewhere if you know how to. We go pray. So prayer is basically supposed to be a form of meditation. So it's there. It's not complicated. You know, it's just surroundings, the people that may be around you. If you're hanging around people who think wrong, eat wrong, then you're going to be just like them unless you have the energy to shift them. This is how it is with anybody. This is even in relationships. This is how it is then. So I mean, to each his own with everybody. And the reason why I'm feeling some type of way because a lot of stuff is going on right now, and I get blamed for a lot of things for speaking the truth. I'm too blunt with it, and I'm trying to be careful with my words. I'm trying to be careful because it's like I'm too blunt with things, and I'm like, listen. If I want this long dealing with what I'm dealing with, it's in everybody. If I can do it, everybody can do it. You just got to know, again, what your purpose is. And someone has to come and help you. Like, I would help anybody. You know, just like I didn't know that guy from yesterday. I said, yo, but if you get to LA, I'll help you. Get into where you need to get in at. You can get in anywhere with a camera. Got a camera? Hey, go in and take photography. Go in there. Make some money. Put him up there. I saw his work. I'm sitting there looking at it like, okay, player. That's nice. You need to get to LA, bro. I said, look me up when you get to LA, and I'll look out for you. You see what I'm saying? If I have something that I can help you with, I'll say, okay, you got a camera. Don't come empty-handed. But if you got a camera and you're good at what you do, then make that work for you. Make that make money. Because really to take pictures, and I'm telling him, you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars, bro, doing photography, especially in LA.
Well, here in Boston, too, he doesn't even have to go to LA.
No, I'm just saying, though, if he want to make the money to sustain himself, that's cool. But out here, just like I'm seeing in the East Coast, it's kind of, you know, rough with some people and it's cliquish with some people. But if you in LA somewhere and there's something's going on, like they have red carpet stuff, dude, you can go around the red carpet and get your pictures up, bro. Somebody's going to see it. I was watching Kevin Hart the other day, and Kevin Hart said social media is the biggest, you can brand yourself right now on social media. Social media. And I'm listening. I said, I don't think they're listening to what this brother's saying on the Breakfast Club. Because Kevin was really going in and talking about branding yourself and using social media to do it. And I said, maybe that's a Philly thing. It's a Philly thing. Because I'm sitting there like, he's right. Why don't we use these tools? So
it's the devil, that's why.
The devil, I don't know. The only devil I know is the one that's on the hot, what that hot sauce can or whatever bottle. I don't know damn devils, man. Where they come from? I don't even know who God is. The only God I know is my mom. So, I don't know. I was taught there was a God. The only God I know is my mother. Because when I got hurt, I didn't call on God. I called on my mom. When I got shot, I didn't call on God. I called on my mama first. So I don't know who God is. Sorry, some Christians.
Sabir Bey said, I give it to it straight. No chasing.
I'm just, hey, man, it is what it is, man. I mean, we got to wake up, honestly, man. It's a lot of stuff happening globally. I mean, I'm sitting with a sister yesterday, and she's sharing some stuff with me, an Ethiopian sister, and I'm like, she's telling me about what's happening in Ethiopia, about them trying to take the land back. And I'm like, and how they're fighting over there right now. I didn't know it was that big.
What do you mean? Because last time I checked, Ethiopia has never been colonized.
Listen, it's a total different ball game that's going on over there right now. And I built with this sister, and she was telling me that what they were doing over there is saying, let's burn the crops in the land for developers. Now I'm saying,
for what?
For developers to come in to build buildings. So some people have sold off their stuff for $1 million, but it only lasts them for a year, right? And as she's talking, and I'm like, because I was in the other room and I was on the phone, and I said, hold on, let me get up and see what she's talking about. And she's explaining to her cousin that they wanted to burn this particular area and make room for developers. So I'm sitting there like, that's the same damn thing they're doing here in the States, right? So they're fighting, saying, no, this is how we make our living, right? And I'm listening to her like, well, that's what we do, and over here it's more saying this is ours. We got to make a living. So they want to build, high rises and stuff that they doing here. So what happens? The children now, parents who sold their land, they have to go work now. They can't make money off the land. You see what I'm saying? So now they have to go work for somebody. So I'm sitting there like, wow, this is the same thing that's happening. And they talked about human rights over there. And I went in there and I said, well, why black folks in the States talk about civil rights? This is what I asked her. Why are they talking about civil rights? And she just looked at me. And I said, Mugabe said land comes first. That's what Mugabe said. He don't want nothing from the Europeans and nothing from Britain nor the United States. So land comes first. So it made me think about it. I was like, well, this is what we're fighting over here. We talking about the land is ours. But most black folks don't even know that the land is theirs over here anyway. So they're not going to fight for it. And as I'm talking with her, they're building about national ID cards over there now. I'm like, is this real? So I said, hold up. I went in my pocket and I pulled out a nationality card. Matter of fact, I can show it to you for your peoples. Mine is kind of beat up. Don't judge me.
He said, no judgment, no judgment.
Look, my neighbor has this mat, and it says, "This is a no judgment, a no judge zone" on her front door. I was like, okay. So this is basically what a nationality card is. You can see how old it is, but it's kind of beat up.
Is this the same nationality card that what brother said? Try to. What is he just changed his name to something Bey? Not common.
Yasin.
Most them.
Yasin Bey.
Yasin Bey?
Yeah.
I thought he had like 4 names though.
No, you're talking about, no, his name is Yasin Bey.
Is this the nationality card that he had?
It don't look like that though.
Trying to travel the world?
No, that was not what he was trying to travel the world with. That's not, but let me give you the history behind it. He was traveling with a world passport. That's what he was traveling with, a world. And I always, I spoke with his wife, can't tell their whereabouts, but he's in South Africa right now. But he still is in South Africa, but his wife is somewhere else.
They won't let him leave, right?
No, that's a lie. I think I said this. It's like I repeat this all the time. It's a lie. They wanted to kick him out of South Africa, but everything is under a hush-hush right now because what it is, they said this is the first time they ran across something like this with that world passport. The world passport has been around long as the regular passport. People understand that. Mm-hmm. Before 1930, this was your passport, what Noble Drew Ali set up for people. So when I talked to the Ethiopian sister yesterday, she said they have a national ID card. I said, national ID card? What tribe they were from? So this is what is happening. People who's watching has probably seen it in the news, or you can just look it up. But they have a national ID card. And I pulled this out to her, and I said, well, we had the nationality card long before, before even what's going on in Ethiopia. So she looked at it, and then it says this is a national and identification card. This is from 1913. So where's the black people's nationality card when this thing kick off? Where? They don't have one. Why are the black leaders not telling our people who they are? Same thing will happen. But you know what's going to happen? They're going to put them in concentration camps. They can't deport them. They're going to put them in jail. That's all they're going to do. Where are they going to deport them to?
But you sound like a conspiracy theorist right now.
That's not a conspiracy. That's factology. You can do the research. Anybody don't believe me, just go look me up. Every video I do, I back up with proof. What we don't do is question the politicians. We don't question none of these scholars, none of these leaders. Say, show me what you're talking about. That's going back to what you just said about how many books I read. It ain't just reading all the books. It's talking with people also. It's speaking with people who travel the world. So if you speak a language that the other person is speaking when they come on over here, like I was sitting in a coffee shop, a lady, I don't even know her. You might know her. Her name is Lynn. She teaches at Salem University, and another one.
That was cute. He said Salem University.
Salem. I don't know which one it is. Salem. Hey, I don't know what it is. I'm not from here. I'm just sharing what she said to me. So when I met her in the coffee shop, I said, well, you from Nippon? Now, most people would say, what the hell is Nippon? Majority of black folks would probably say, well, what is Nippon? She was thrown off because I said Nippon, and that's Japan. So now I'm speaking with her, and we're talking, Even if you're from China, I would say Manchuria. I would never say China. So I'm speaking with them in the language they would be in. So it's stuff like that. It's not me just reading the books and they will share something with me. If you coming in with a slave mentality, that's all you know is slavery. They're going, okay, yeah, well, right, yeah. Huh? We put y'all back. We put y'all slaves into the country. And that's all you going to know. But you would never know this right here. What is the name of the country that they brought them in? You know what somebody say? We brought them into America. No. What school did you go to? When America's a continent. You see what I'm saying? How could you possibly lead anybody when you don't even know America's not a country, it's a continent? But this is the other side. They would say, oh, United States of America. No, it's not. You see what I'm saying? This is how we were taught. But if basic fundamentals, you would know America is a continent. Inside continents, you have countries. So what is the name of the country that you're in? And it cannot be the U.S. So it ain't just...
Isn't it North America?
Yes. Canada's North America, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can drive there from Detroit. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the name of the country? Canada's a country, right? Basic. What's the country? It'll be California. It'll be Jersey. That's the countries.
Is that not the city?
That's
the state.
City?
Is that not the state?
This is the problem. And I don't care if someone... I don't want you to believe me. Do your research on this. Each state was a country before they were called states. States are states of mind. When you look it up, dealing with constitutional law and constitution, they're talking about two different things. Constitution is dealing with nations. Constitutional law is dealing with a government. That's how it's set up. So if you're dealing with a nation, the nation controls the government. The government is an institution. So they was created. All these states were created in the 1700s. That's all you got to do is research it, go online. Go to Google University, go to YouTube University. I guarantee you'll find it. When you walk into a courtroom, they putting you on notice. When this place was established, it says that. EST, 17 such and such. Okay, there you go. I guess that's when Massachusetts was established. They put you right on notice, but we're not even conscious to that. But we keep going back to say our great country. They need to read this book. I'm serious.
A country with no name.
And it tells you Tales from the Constitution. Did it say constitutional law?
No.
Okay.
It says Tales from the Constitution, an astute and engaging introduction to the American Constitution and its vicissitudes. Mingling instruction and entertainment, a distinguished scholar illuminates the perplexities of our constitutional order. You're going to need 3 dictionaries while we're reading this.
You should have 3 or 4 dictionaries. You should have a thesaurus, and you should have an unabridged dictionary. And you may need a law dictionary in there. It even talks about the national anthem in there. Oh, listen, it talks about the Federalist Papers. Most people don't even know about the Federalist Papers. A lot of that stuff is in that book. I had that. I probably went through that book like 6 times already. Having it.
So I just flipped through the pages, and this was one of the things you have underlined. Although at present, most people may believe that the 13 states signed an agreement to found one big country, or what we the people signed it, whatever they signed, if ever they did sign, was an agreement to frame a Republican government.
Now, why do people run around and talk about this is democracy or Democrat? If you study the whole Greek history, right? We talking historians now. I'm talking about all the scholars and the professors in the colleges. If you study Greek history, when you study they were dealing with a democracy. Democracy means demos krasik, which is a Latin and Greek word. Demon krasik, which means the demon rules. Malcolm spoke about this back then. Remember when Malcolm said in democracy, the majority rules? Remember he used to say that? He's talking about 1 vote in republic, 1 vote, 1 count. Like, that's the republic. So when you study history of our people before they were denationalized, our people were Republicans. Because the republic was a people. Re means back to the public, which is the people. So we don't understand language. This is why we get caught up. I read, and I had this book probably for like 13 years. And I'm still going through it and marking stuff off. So if I don't mark it off, so when you see me post things, I'm posting at that moment because I don't write everything down. So I'm going to post it to remember. So I
you can go back.
And say, okay, here it is right here. So that's what they should be sharing with all these politicians that's lying to y'all constantly.
So this is something else that you highlighted in A Country with No Name, Tales from the Constitution, Sebastian D.
Just say whatever it is. Garcia. Whatever. You mess it up, it is what it is. People can't speak this broken English anyway.
The term people has in the English language no plural and is necessarily used in singular number, even when applied to many communities or states confederated in common union, as in the case with the United States. We the people.
Did it say somewhere else?
Not we the peoples.
Now, let me show you how that's broken down. Having a law dictionary again. You getting ready to get one. When you look up, y'all should go get a law dictionary. I have all 6 of them. They want them. Go to my website. I got them. You can download them. 1 through 6. 1 through 6. But when you look at people, people is dealing with a nation. A nation deals with nationality. A nation has a flag. A nation has a constitution. A nation has principles. That's how it's broken down. Not all persons born like the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment says all persons born or naturalized is subject to. It doesn't say that in the preamble to the Constitution. Not at all. So who are they talking to? Because they can never make black citizens, period. They can only make you a subject and give you a granted privilege, period. Get out of your emotions. It's facts. It's history. So when you're talking about constitutional law, what are they referring to? Again, if the governments were instituted amongst men, people, not persons, but the persons was created by the government. I'll repeat that again. The people created the government created the persons. The persons according to law, and anybody can look this up. Google it right now. Go online. Some of your listeners should go online right now. Go to probably punch in the definition of the word person in law, and then punch in municipality. Municipalities is dealing with persons. Persons are property, point blank. So they have jurisdiction over them. So when they say, are you that person? You say, yes, I am. Now, law is based on consent.
So what are you supposed to, when they ask you, are you that person?
I would say, what
Sabir
kind of person?
Bey, are you that person?
What kind of person are you referring to?
The person right here, Sabir Bey, that we're trying to take into custody.
No, there's a total difference. This is the difference. It ain't even about being in custody. This is the problem. And this is why, I ran across an attorney the other day, too, and I was telling him about corpus juris secundum. He didn't know what I was talking about.
He's an attorney.
He's a turnover, yeah.
And did not know.
Ask any attorney. Tell them to call the show right now. I know they listening right now. They can pull over. Take a minute. Call us up.
617-282-0062. If you didn't get it the first time, 617-282-0062. Sabir Bey is on air right now. And what were you talking to the attorney about?
I was sharing with him about, number one, I brought up corpus juris secundum. Corpus juris secundum is basically the body of law. Most don't know that. And then I brought up words and phrases to him. Then I brought up, they know about shepherdizing. They know that.
What is words and phrases and shepherdize? For those like
cases, is like how you look through cases and stuff. Any attorney knows that. But words and phrases is language. So what you think is everyday lingo, it's not what it is. So you may see address, for instance, right? Most people, you would think an address is what?
The place where you reside, or a place where...
No, it doesn't. It's not. An address is where mail could be sent to. So I don't have to live in this radio station to get mail sent here. I don't have to live in Miami to get mail sent here. You follow me? So an address where mail could be sent to, that's a known fact. You see what I'm saying? So he didn't understand certain things, and I was sharing this with him, and I said, well, let me see your bar card to be an attorney. There's no card to be a lawyer. A license to be a lawyer is only a bar card to be an attorney. Now, y'all should go ask an attorney, let them see the license to be a lawyer, not an attorney. It's going to say attorney's bar card. You follow me?
Yes.
And I'm sharing this with him. And I'm like, under corpus juris secundum, it would tell you 7. It'll tell you the difference between an attorney and a lawyer.
We have a call on the line, 617-282-0062. I'm interested You don't have to agree. If you know differently, please call, because I would love to see how this turns out. 617-282-0062. Good rising, caller, you're live.
Good rising, Taylor.
Talk to me, baby.
Oh man, it's a very dropping. That was heavy. The Republicans giving back to the people, giving back to the public, and they seem to be just taking from the public. We're in some serious turmoil. Yeah, I just want to also in the court of law, you know, a lot of judges, they will try to tell you during traffic or moving violations, they'll speak for you and saying things like, sir, as you can continue, you were driving down the road. You have to stop them and let them know that, no, I wasn't driving down the road, sir. I was traveling down the road. You know, that's another big one, too.
Yes, it is.
Sabir might want to elaborate on that word as well. I'm pretty sure he's pretty familiar with that.
Thank you, baby. Love and appreciate you. Hope you have an amazing day today. Go ahead, Sabir. You want to go ahead and tackle that?
All right, real quick. And he's right. You know, but we have to be careful even dealing with, we're not in courts of law, period. We are in statutory courts, and people don't understand that. Statutory courts are not courts of law. Courts of law are constitutional courts. Traffic court is not a constitutional or court of law, and all courts of law has courts of records. So none of those courts, traffic court is not, it's almost like a administrative court. Like in Philadelphia, to be a traffic court judge, you have to study Title 17, Title 75, Title 42, and Title 18 to be an administrative judge in Philadelphia. None of those things are. If people study the history of driving, number one, driving is dealing with commerce. This is why when you get your law dictionary, you should look it up. And a lot of these cases can be beaten if people just study the laws. But the attorneys are not here to win cases for you. So when you look up driving, the first thing you're going to see is one who's employed. Really, you can go online and find a lot of this information. You can go online. Now you can. At one time, I'm talking about, you couldn't do this at one time. You had to actually have the books in front of you. But the driver, number one, it says traffic in commerce. This is what it states in there. Like you trafficking drugs, it's trafficking. So you're not in courts of law, period. And you do have a right to travel. What is that moving around? But you do have a right to travel. But the thing is that it's hard to try to tell people that who's been conditioned to think that you need those things to move around. I mean, this is what it is. But they're not courts of law. Point blank.
Thank you. We have another call on the line. 617-282-0062. Good rising, caller, you're live.
Hello.
Good rising, my love. How are you?
Good. How you doing today?
I'm well.
Just want to shout out your show. You always be telling the truth. I tell you do a great job.
Thank you, baby. I'm glad you listened. I appreciate you.
Anytime. I just wanted to bring something up. The topic is politics and everything you guys are talking about. God came up previously, and I know some people don't believe in God, which I do. I'm a big believer in God. And I wanted to have people, whoever gets time on the airway, to read Deuteronomy chapter 28. And it will teach a lot of African descent people kind of a little history and background of what is happening now, why we go through, or why we went through, why we went. So that's just the only thing I wanted to say. Just read that chapter, that entire chapter, and you will see a lot of things that are happening now.
You said Deuteronomy, I hate that word, Deuteronomy 23?
28.
28. All right, baby. Thank you, love you, and appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing day today.
And you know the funny thing about that? They done twisted that around. You know, the whole Bible situation. And this is see, the indoctrination is real. It's real. Like, I remember, I said, if I ever go back to court again, did I bring Karis one book in here one time called The Gospel of Hip Hop?
You did not.
Okay, Karis one has a book called The Gospel. I said I would go in the courtroom with The Gospel of Hip Hop, and when they ask me to swear, I'm gonna pull out The Gospel of Hip Hop, because I'm being real, because the Bible says don't swear, but we got Christians that go to court and say, I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God, right? The Bible said don't do that because you can't turn one hair gray. Now, I'm not a Christian like that, but I know it's in there. But so they know they're going to play you while you in there swearing on the Bible, and on top of that, you're going to lie on top of that. Let me show you how crazy this is. I said this. I did a video the other day. I don't know if you saw this. I said when you in the courtroom and you sign a subpoena, you're basically being a witness against yourself. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. I went in there. Subpoenas are for witnesses to come in. So who am I testifying against?
Myself.
Okay, or is the fiction? I know we got some attorneys out there, lawyers, whoever they are. I know they somewhere out here listening. But tell me I'm wrong. You follow me? Like I'm being real. Who am I testifying against? The tricks of how they played it. The tricks they play.
So you're not supposed to sign. Where's Daniel Osina at? We need our attorney in the building.
Go get her, and you should have me in here with her.
It's a him.
It's a him. I don't know what it's him, her, it, whatever. I don't care. But you should set that up one day. I've been doing radio for 14 years. I've been calling them all out. They ain't gonna never come because I know what they being taught in school. There's a difference. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. That's why people say, "Oh, brother, our law school is hard." No, it's not. It's very easy if it's in your DNA. They make it complicated, but it's very easy, right? So going back, and I'm gonna tell you a story. My boy Damon, he's in school right now in Virginia. He told me, he called me like 2 weeks ago and said, "Sabir, brother, all that stuff you was telling me for years," he said, "He told me I can't say nothing outside these walls, and if I say X, Y, and Z, I got to get paid, and da-da-da." It's about being paid. It ain't about telling the truth. It's about being paid. Everyone's supposed to know the law. Carter G. Woodson, in The Miseducation of the Negro, said, the Negro should be like the Englishman who studies the law, not because he wants to go into that profession, but he must know the interpretations of the court and the laws. Period, right? Everybody's supposed to know that. But they'll say ignorance of the law is no excuse, but they're not telling nobody what the law is. You see what I'm saying? So that's the problem I have with attorneys. The turnovers, excuse me. But anyway, that's the term. Look it up. Turn means turnover. The prefix and the suffix is there. That's it. Look it up when you get your law dictionary. Watch. It'll blow your mind. That's why I make jokes and say turnovers. Period. I'm a jurist. And any of you attorneys out there know exactly what I'm talking about when I said jurist. Let me spell it for you. Look it up. Juris. You can put a T on it. Jurist.
We have some other callers on the line. 617-282-0062. Good rising, caller, you're live.
Hello?
Hi, baby, it's you. Good rising. Good rising. We can hear you. Good rising.
Hey, Joe, Miss Andre. Just the only way I can get in contact with you is call the show right here.
Lord have mercy.
You got a stalker.
I'm glad you got some other people over here dropping knowledge instead of trooper. I walk driving the world. What's up? What you talking, brother? Keep trying to teach the people. We enslave ourselves. They don't do it.
Yeah, I agree.
I
agree with you.
Don't know what business is and what law is and maritime law. He's out here dropping real good news this morning. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Keep doing what you do, brother. Got a lot of support here.
That is amazing.
Give thanks. Give thanks. And real quick, let me go back to what I was saying about the court setup and how they play you. And this is why I could never have been a judge. I could never have been an attorney because my morals wouldn't allow me to lie to people that way. The way you have to be a real good liar. You know what I mean? So when you're in court, and I said the whole about the Christians and how they set Christians up and give you the Bible, and the Bible said don't swear. There's a chapter. Christians know what chapter that is, right? When you go into the court, this is the game plan. They say what? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God, right? That's what they say, right? And they put their hand on the Bible. They're in there lying already because you give me past tense and future tenses in your opinions. None of them are based on facts, which is the now, which is the noun. You follow me? I'm going to say this again. The facts is the nouns and the noun, the present. That's all it is. You're going to tell me about what somebody's going to do? You ever see them say, well, we're gonna not give him bail because he might run. How do you know? You can see the future. See, I'll be a smart one. Like, really? He's going to run? Like, I thought we were supposed to deal with the facts. That ain't a fact. That's your opinion that he might do that. You follow me? So let's go back again. Understanding the language. but you swear. All of y'all. So imagine being in a courtroom knowing this. Get him out of here. Or try to hold him in contempt of court. Even that's bogus, half of that. They got to tell you what kind of contempt it is, and people don't realize that they get scared of that. Is it direct? Is it indirect? What kind of contempt are you talking about? Contempt of what? Because the judge, point blank, and if it's judge, listen, please call me and prove me wrong. If a judge practiced law from the bench, he could be disqualified. He cannot practice law from the bench. Period. He's a referee. This is how it's set up. The prosecutor, your attorney, and the judge. Point blank. But again, if you're going to law school of 12 years of 12 years of brainwashing camp, and another probably 8 years, I don't know why it take that long to go to law school.
To be a lawyer, to be a liar.
I don't get it. You know, I don't even feed into the liar. I mean, the lawyer liar thing. You know, people play that word liar. Use turnovers now. Use that term, turnovers. So that's all they're doing is turning you over. They're nothing but deal breakers. People don't realize this. This is real talk, and I'm telling you from my experience with this. When I was doing radio in Philadelphia, I had sheriffs, I had police, I had attorneys that did shows at WRD. 9 years straight. Never say nothing to me until I got off the air. They would listen to my show every Friday. Let's see what he's talking about now. And they would say, yo, brother, you know you was on point, but I can't say that on the radio. And I had some attorneys try to come at me when I moved to LA and started doing radio. They was trying, but they kind of played themselves because they must have thought I was some type of dude that went to jail. They had to figure this out. I'm not a jailhouse dude. No, never did. Nah. No. It was just someone who studied the laws in law libraries. Right now, and I'm going to say this for everybody in Boston, every city I go to, I try to find their law libraries. I went to UCLA Law Library. I went to Jenkins in Philadelphia. I went to City Hall in Philadelphia. This is where I spent most of my time. I came out here, I said, yo, let's find out where their law libraries are at. Right now, you can go to Harvard Law Library. It's $20 a day, $75 for a week. That's what it is to go inside there. And I said I want to take people in there to start researching whatever case they have. That's the best thing you do for people. So what happens, the lady said that you have to be qualified in the books, what you're looking for. Oh, yeah, I know what I'm looking for. And I'm going to walk straight in. When I was in San Antonio, I said, I'm looking for America Jurisprudence. I'm looking for words and phrases. I'm looking for X, Y, and Z. I'm letting you know I know what books I'm looking for. And there's volumes of them. So you got to know exactly what you're looking for.
Oh, so there is no. Can you help me look for this book?
No. They don't need for what? What I need them to help me for? They don't even know what's there. I happened to be in City Hall in Philadelphia. She said, well, what is that? I said, no, I want the books that's upstairs. Those books right there that's sitting. She was like, well, you know what's upstairs there? Yeah, I know what books that is. You see what I'm saying? So I know what's in every last one of these books. And it's not your everyday lingo. So when the brother called in and said driving, if anyone looks up the definition of driving, it means one who's employed, operating a coach, carriage, or wagon for hire.
So when you're traveling and you get a speeding ticket for traveling.
Oh, that's a setup. You know that's a setup? It's like selling alcohol at a basketball or baseball game. You know the person going to go outside and drink. It's entrapments. It's all setups. They know you want to drink when you at the basketball game.
But you got to pay that ticket or get those 7-year on your license.
See, this is the problem. In Philadelphia, I remember I went in there. My son was young. With the picture you saw, he was 4 or 5 at the time. And the judge told a young brother that his license being suspended was a crime and it's going to follow him. I looked at her. Her name is Thomasina Thomas, and I will say her name. And this was almost over 16 years ago. And I remember, I think she's the president judge in Philadelphia right now. And I went to her and said, why did you lie to that young man? That's not a crime. If anything, it's an infraction. People look up the word infraction. They're not crimes. Do you understand there's a term called corpus delicti? You understand these terms, which means the body of crime? There's only civil and criminal. Civil, money, criminal. Go to jail. So what the hell is a moving violation? It's an infraction. They don't tell people that. But how it becomes an infraction is when you break that contract. What was the contract that you signed? People say, well, it's a driver's license. No, It's an occupational license that you sign with one signature on it, and it's yours. That's how it's set up. Plain and simple. Simple. So why we running around talking about it's a crime? Oh, you go to jail if you do this, but then take me to jail then. I just said this the other night. If I went to jail, only thing I'm gonna do is educate everybody in there. If I went to jail, I didn't kill nobody, so I know I'm going to come home. You see what I'm saying? This is in my head, but they scare the hell out of people.
Yeah.
With this, everybody's not scared. So, if, like Malcolm said, if you're black, you're born in jail. You know, so why worry about going to jail? You see what I'm saying? Especially when you're standing on something, even though I'm not black. But at the time, that's what Malcolm was saying. But we got to be real with this, man, and expose all these frauds for what it is.
We're coming to the top of the hour. Let's get to these calls real quick. 617-282-0062. Good Rising, calling you live.
Good rising.
How are you, my love?
I'm maintaining peace. Oh my goodness, you got the gear over there, you know what I'm saying? Peace to there.
Peace. What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
I'm maintaining, my brother. That was me, the brother at the DavidBanner show when I asked you, can we get back to the Black Wall Street?
That's what's up. Let's make it a Morris Wall Street.
You know what I'm saying? For real. But I appreciate you, my brother, there, for real. I appreciate Taylor for being on. One thing I want to expound on is, which I was talking about, because I just want to elaborate a little more about that girl that got shot,
Corinne?
The kid in the house with the police.
Corinne Gaines. Corinne Gaines, baby.
Yeah, I'm going to get more into, my detailing on the names, but yeah, I just want you to elaborate to the people what you was doing, because I know everybody was shooting stuff on YouTube, and, people probably don't understand, but, how she put the cardboard on a license, and she's telling cops all these, what she was talking about, basically, but, yeah, I just want you to elaborate, and I'm going to get offline with my work right now, but, peace. Good rising, have a good day.
Peace. Hey, you know what's funny? I did a video on that, right? And I don't read the comments on it because, first of all, it's a lot of people's opinions. They don't do the research on nothing. They just, I'm in that industry. I understand how it works, but I don't respond to all of that. But anyway, I did a video on it, and, you got some good stuff, some bad stuff. But what happens, people don't study deep enough because it's really frustration with people right now. They're frustrated, but they don't know which way to go and how to deal with it, so they lash out the way they lash out. She had a cardboard. They said, this is what I heard, allegedly. She had a cardboard on her car. But she got to the point, it's like it's her car. But if we're not producing the vehicles, which we need to start doing, is producing the vehicles and get the resources, what I said earlier about the land again. Everything comes from the land. So they're basically stealing stuff from you. And people are coming into this thing the wrong way. I myself didn't have tags on my car at one time. I didn't have cardboard. I just didn't have tags because I understood it. But at the same time, they kept locking me up. But I understand, you got to understand your enemy. Understand that these cats are criminals. The police are criminals, point blank. They are. People scared to say that. They're criminals, period. So, again, they act like they like you or they with it. But they're criminals, and you have to realize that. She, like I said, I heard that she studied some of this stuff, but she didn't study all the way through. But she was young. I was there. You get angry. You want to just do something. You want to, lash out. Instead of beating up, they should have been riding with her. Just like this brother Collins. Ride with him because media, Malcolm said, media can make you love your oppressor and hate the oppressed. Malcolm said this a long time ago. So now we looking at her, we saying, well, she wrong. She violated the law. How can you say she violated the law when you don't even know what the law is your damn self? So they say she put a cardboard on the back of her car. It would be her right, to do what she wants if it's her car, right? So obviously, they're telling you it's not your car. Listen, people. Listen. If you look up all this stuff that I'm sharing with you and I'm throwing out things for y'all, Title 49, please Google it. Right now, if you're in your car, don't do it while you're driving or traveling, okay?
No texting and driving, baby.
You can do what you want to do for real. You're just going to be in the back of somebody's truck. You know what I mean? For real. But anyway, Title 49 of the CFR or Title 49 of the United States Codes, those two will tell you and it speaks of motor vehicles. It's transportation, people. It'll give you all the laws of how it's broken down as far as dealing with transportation. All right, that's going back to the driving, the hiring. For hire, when you get on buses, you see certain things that says seating and blah and passengers. All this plays a part, right? When you look up, listen, I'm gonna show you how we've been conditioned, right? If I'm in your car, what would I be?
My passenger.
Really? Have you ever looked up the definition of a passenger?
Never.
You should look it up, people. A passenger pay a fare. You can't get around it. Look it up. You can find it in a regular Webster's dictionary, right? Well, we've been conditioned to tell you that a passenger was somebody that was sitting next to me. Why not a guest? A guest don't pay fare. Look it up for yourself. Don't take Sabir's word for it.
So if I give you a ride, Sabir, and you don't pay me, you're not a passenger.
No, I'm not. So, again, because they put so much money in campaigning for this, because the insurance company, and number one, insurance companies are gamblers, and people don't realize that. They don't get it. I'm telling y'all a lot of stuff right now. If you are a Christian or Muslim, it's a violation to gamble. They don't force you to get fire insurance. They don't force you to get life insurance, but they want to tell you to get car insurance. Why? When the state itself takes control of your car. Now, you got to go register your car, right? If it's my car, why do I have to register something that's mine? Think about it for a minute. If it's mine, basic common sense, right? If it's mine, why do I have to register it? If I'm wrong, they can call me. Just look up what I'm saying to y'all. If it's my vehicle, why do I have to register to someone else? It's mine, right?
You're registering it with the state of
Who is
such
the
and
state?
such and such.
Who is the state? So the state has say so in my car, then they should be responsible for the insurance. Listen, this is what's happened. I just talked to my brother Andre Rouse the other day, and I'm just showing y'all basic. This is not over your head. This is not complicated. It's simple. I was on the phone with my brother Andre Rouse, ex-football player. He just sent me contracts of NFL players, like what it looks like. He just sent me all. He said, I want you to look at the contracts. So as I'm sitting there with him, and we talking about taxes and all these other things, and I was saying, yeah, well, I was with Wesley Snipes one time before he went to jail. I was with him probably 3 weeks before he went to jail. And he was telling me everything that was going on and what they were doing with these entertainers. I said, if I was that person's agent, I would be responsible. The agent is responsible for the taxes and the money, not you, because you're the worker. I hired you to deal with my business, right? So why am I going to jail, right? Why? I'm working. That's what you're there for. It's the same thing with the car. If the state takes responsibility of the car, it's the state's responsibility. You see what I'm saying? To deal with that issue, not mine.
Is there anybody in North America right now that has a state paying for their insurance?
No, they don't, because they don't know. You just said it early on in the show. What did you say? Man, I'm busy. I ain't got time. No. Man, I come home, I want to watch, when I come home from 9 to 5, I want to sit down and watch the football game. Or Love and No Hip Hop. Or Atlanta No Housewives. I want to sit down, I want to relax, I want to smoke, I want to, you know what I mean? This is us. And wake up the next day and do the same thing. This is what I do 24/7. I can analyze everything. And I don't go to sleep until before I came in here, I didn't go to sleep.
You weren't sleeping now?
I wasn't asleep. I went to sleep probably like 3 o'clock before I walked in here. But I came in because I said I would be here at 6 o'clock. You see, this is how it works. It's like Motown. Motown never closed. Motown was always open because that's when your thoughts and everything come in the middle of the night. So I would research everything. So when you see me reading 6 or 7 books, it ain't just history books. It's law books. It's languages. It may be a bunch of things that I may read, not just one.
How can we follow you?
Twitter. I don't even know my Twitter. What is my Twitter handle? I know it's...
Is it I am Sabir Bey? The Sabir Bey Show?
It's Sabir Bey. My Twitter is basic. It's Sabir Bey. It's just my name. Let me see. Yes, it's just Sabir Bey. Yeah, that's what it is. I always got to go back on my Twitter to find out what it is. But it's Sabir Bey.
Sabir Bey. And how do we spell it?
SABIRBEY. Again, SABIRBEY. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff is the same. I kept it, like Malcolm said, make it plain.
And we can read everything you read and
Everything I
ask
read.
questions.
Yes, everything I'm posting up, you can actually, put out. Read. Ask me. I mean, you're gonna ask me questions on it. I mean, I'll be in Boston for another couple of days.
Well, we'll definitely check back in with you as far as that's concerned. I just I want to say thank you, Sabir, because you drop jewels all the time. If you don't know who Sabir Bey is, but you were at the DavidBanner event, Sabir was there.
What's wrong with that video?
That's a great question.
Who taped it?
Leroy taped it from BNN.
Oh, okay.
Leroy and his team taped it, so
That's dope.
it was amazing.
No, the one we did in Houston was off the hook. Man, listen. What we did in Houston was off the hook. Oh my gosh, they got everything. They got etymology, they got history, they got law, they got everything wrapped up in that one lecture. We started at, really, it started supposed to be at 5 to 10 o'clock, but it started at 3 o'clock inside the meet and greet room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Taj just went gun-ho. I was like, I had to go in the room and be like, Taj, chill, dude. We got like 5 hours, bro, to do this, man. He's like, but and I'm like, oh my god.
But it still went on.
And it still went on.
Still.
Into the next day. I'm serious. This is how it is when you get into this.
Education. So, really quickly, I want to say thank you to our sponsors, Faith's Natural Beauty, Face with an N, with an S, Naturals with an S, Beauty.com. We are still in the process of looking for a building. When two or more touch and agree, can we please meditate on this building that Faith is trying to get in in JP, near Forest Hills. There's a building that she wants, and she wants it so bad, and I want it for her, and it is absolutely amazing. It's beautiful, and that is going to be the home of the Pum Pum Wash. So if you can, we can all just go ahead and take a second, and it's 66A Center Street. South Street, where were we, Sabir? Where were we?
What?
When I saw you at the coffee shop. That was South Street, right?
That was South Street.
Yeah,
that was South Street.
66A South Street. That is the place that we are meditating for, praying for, going and light. It is. It's a really nice area, and I really want Faith to, the Pum Pum Wash to have a little home by Forest Hills. Secondly, MedWell Health. Please hit them up. 820 Pearl Street, Brockton, Massachusetts. 774-517-5195. Let them know that TaylaAndre sent you, and you will get $25 off your medical marijuana evaluation and card. If you smoke weed, drive around with weed, have friends that smoke weed, all y'all need to go together and take yourselves to go get your cards so you can walk around here, quote unquote, legal. I knew you were going to say it.
I'm just, though, you better be careful with that card. Do you know that when you get those cards, you can't get a weapon? This is how they're setting things up right now. You can't have a weapon because now you have a problem. And see, people don't realize that. It's a whole, everything they're doing is a setup. So now all the Negroes are going to go get those cards. What are they doing? They don't have to tell you don't need no gun. You can't have a gun. So now they're going to let you know that you can't have a gun. Yeah, you got a problem, brother. You got a issue.
You have carpal tunnel.
Yeah, but this is what they're going to do. So I would, do it the old school way, man. I'm being real. I'm just saying, y'all be very careful, man. Be very careful, because this is how they set people up. So you won't be able to have a gun.
So the truth of the matter is, if we're going to have that conversation, half of these parents that have their children on Social Security and on ADHD pills, that's a problem, mental health.
But that could be proven to be wrong, though. But if you, as an adult that's grown, and you went and did that yourself, I'm just showing you the setup. So now their parents did that, but they can always fix that. But you just said X, Y, and Z, and this is what they do. They don't do it like tomorrow. They plan it for 5 to 10 years from now. So now when you go, they say, well, you had you got to get her. You what? Nah, Jack, you can't have this weapon. It's not going to happen. You're grown, though. They're children. There's a difference. And I believe Brother Umar used to talk about that. It ain't even real. But so, again, not happening.
ADHD. You know how many children are on Social Security for having all types of issues?
I should be on it. I got a bullet in my head.
You're serious, aren't you?
I'm so serious. I have 2 bullets in me. One is sitting at the top of my head and one is in my chest. I got hit 5 times. Yeah. It's sitting right here.
Lord have mercy. And I can't believe I just saw that.
Yeah, it's in my head. I can have those problems. I can flip out and say, oh, I need an SSI, Social Security. Be real, man.
They're calling us. Big City 101.3 FM. Waking up with TaylaAndre Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. That's the little boy. The king is calling.
Yes,
The prince, yeah.
That's right.
So let me go ahead and go tend to Anari. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Shout out to Faith. Shout out to Madwell. Thank you, Sabir. One more time, how can we get in contact with you?
Facebook, Sabir Bey. That's SabirBey. Instagram, same thing. Sabir Bey. Twitter, Sabir Bey. Google, Sabir Bey. Everything is there. Very, very easy to reach me. And also the website is TheSabirBeyShow.com. Again, the website is TheSabirBeyShow.com.
Elijah, let mommy call you back.
Elijah,
what Anari? Elijah, we're on the show. You're live. Yes,
What's
you're
up,
live.
Elijah?
Hi.
Elijah.
Say good rising to everybody.
Good rising, everybody.
What are they listening to?
Sorry?
No. What's the name of the show?
101.3.
What's the name of the show?
What show?
My show. What's the name?
101.3 FM.
That's the name of the station, Anari. What's the name of mommy's show?
City. I have a question. A real quick question.
Yes.
So can you take me offline?
Okay. So Big City 101.3 FM. Waking up with TaylaAndre is the name of the show, Anari. Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. I can't believe he even know the name of the show. I'm going to beat you.
That's
I
funny.
forgot.
What do you mean you forgot?
And trying to take us off, and besides that,
What did
everybody
it
should have
say?
water. I mean, God gave it to the land.
Vanita said I can go to the game with her.
Elijah, you are not leaving school super early to go to a damn football game.
I need to see him play.
You better go look at a video.
Who we trying to see play?
His cousin's first football game.
Oh, well, let that guy go see his.
Let him leave school at 1 p.m.
Hell yeah, let him
so he can go to the game.
Yes. What's wrong with that, man? Shoot.
Elijah,
Yeah.
I'm going to consider it.
Okay. And it doesn't have to be 1:30.
I got you back, Elijah.
Thank you. Who is that?
Sabir Bey.
Thank you.
If I was your father, boy, you'd be done. You'd be like, yo, I hate you.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Elijah, I'll think about it. I'll talk to Zabita. I'll get back to you.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
We're about to go get some breakfast when we go to school.
Oh, you were daddy?
Yeah. He just walked out the house.
Okay. Elijah, we're going to fight. What happened to you putting the dishes away and your room wasn't clean?
Dishes?
Yeah, I told you to put the dishes away before you went anywhere.
I have your mail.
What that got to do with you doing the damn dishes?
I'm sorry, I just got mail, so I needed to feed it.
Elijah, I'll see you when you get home. You finna do them dishes when you walk through that door, though.
Yes, ma'am.
And clean your room.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, bye.
Yes, man.
I love you.
Successful part.
What?
The room part, that's that's 50% successful.
Well, 50% of success is not 100% done.
Alright, bye.
Bye. I love him. That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
I'm so sleepy. Even though it seems I have everything.
Oh, today was the anniversary of the bombing.
Obama.
The Baptist church bombing.
In the 60s?
Yeah.
Wow. What was what's your name? Obama's wife or something was involved? And wasn't she she was a child back then, I think. She was one of the ones that was around, a girlfriend or somebody, family, somebody she knew was in there. Went to school with them, whatever.
Where they at, though, they want us all gone, man. That's a fact, bro, they set up blockades, but we headed on the back road. Forget about the president and governments, the nemesis, the cops are feeling threatened and remove us from the premises. All of us some oil and a couple billion Benjamins. Hey, man, it's nothing new. My people been fighting for generations now. We've been here. We ain't going nowhere. People need to wake up. This ain't about money. This about the future generation. This about the children right now. Shout out to everybody in Standing Rock. Shout out to all the tribes that came from across the nation. Shout out to Chairman Archambault. Shout out to all my Standing Rock family. Shout out to all the natives across the nation. Shout out to Shailene Woodley for standing in solidarity with our native people. Shout out to all the celebrities who are supporting the movement. Shout out to everybody across the world who is supporting the movement. Shout out to everybody who is listening right now. Ain't nobody moving till this is over. We ain't going nowhere, we still here. Native Pride 365.
Really quickly, I want to thank VCR, who said, "Good rising, Sister Tayla." In case it wasn't mentioned, today marks the 53rd anniversary of the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing in Birmingham, Alabama. Libations to Addie Mae Collins, Carol Robertson, Cynthia Wesley, and Denise McNair. Hashtag never forget. Absolutely. I hope you guys never forget the Birmingham bombing that took place in Birmingham, Alabama. This is the 53rd anniversary of the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing. Libations to Addie Mae Collins, Carol Robertson, Cynthia Wesley, and Denise McNair. We will never forget you. Hashtag never forget. And with that being said, I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. And I hope you have an amazing day. Mwah.
You in here jamming.
Sometimes.
Somebody said, who did that track?
Which one? Oh, his name is Stuart. Hold on. Make me not lie.
Yo, somebody said, he said, Taylor, you thinking about Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's
it
funny.
was.
So I didn't even think about Sammy Davis.
It was.
That's funny.
V from Tennessee knows my brain, though. He knows. Like, I say something, and he'll be like, Taylor, did you mean... hold on. The young man's name is it Stuart James? Each generation must discover its mission, fulfill it or betray it in relative occupancy. Frantz Fanon.
Yep.
His name is Stuart James. Hashtag No Dapple is the name of the song. DAPL. Stuart James is the name of the artist